Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Paul from TechLink and this is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 80. As you might have guessed from my previous videos, I am a long-term iPhone user and very passionate about everything that has to do with iOS, but I'm actually using one of these Redmi Note 80 as a secondary phone for the day-to-day usage. This device has been launched in November 2019 and I bought it in January 2020, so it's over a year since I've been using it, and I must say I'm pleased with it considering the price I paid. There are however some drawbacks that I want to talk to you about, so make sure to stick around till the end. Now, to begin with, the design is very standard, I would say. I mean, it doesn't stand out for anything in particular. It has this fairly large chin under the screen and a kind of a teardrop notch above it, and on the back you have a 4-lens camera and a fingerprint sensor which is very easy to reach. You also get an USB-C port and a much appreciated headphone jack. The colors it comes in are limited to only 3 choices. You have the stellar blue, midnight gray, and this one here, the moon white, which is more like a gradient from light blue to white. The frame is made out of plastic and I was kind of expecting it to look really cheap when I first bought it, but it actually looks great with this gradient color. And one of the things that I like the most about it, the Gorilla Glass on the back of it. This is a surprising feature considering the price tag, which it gives that premium look and makes it feel good in the hand. The display is a 6.3-inch LCD, which is quite large, and it has a resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixel with a 409 pixel per inch, which is really high for a budget phone. On the downside, the LCD display is a bit outdated if we are to compare it with the newer LED panels. Also, the colors look rather pale and the contrast ratio is a bit low, but once again, this is a budget phone, so if you don't really care that much about your phone screen quality or don't notice the difference, it won't affect you that much. When it comes to the camera, you get a 48 megapixel sensor joined by an ultra wide and macro and a depth sensing camera. The pictures shot with the main camera look alright as they are bright and pretty vibrant. What I don't like about it is the stabilization, which is really poor. In order to get the best out of it, you need to hold your hands perfectly still, or better yet, use a tripod. Otherwise, the quality of the pictures will be a lot worse. The ultra wide camera also takes decent pictures, while the other two, well, let's say they do their job. I took some pictures with the 2 megapixel macro camera and wouldn't really call it macro photography. They look okay, but when you zoom in you can see that the resolution is really low. There is no optical zoom, but you can digitally do so up to 8 times. However, I wouldn't recommend it this as the pictures look very, well, pixelated. One thing that really caught my attention is the Redmi Note 80's video recording capabilities. You can shoot in 4K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is quite impressive for a budget phone. There's also a slow motion option which looks like this. So yeah, what can I say? Impressive. When it comes to the battery life, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 80 has a 4000 mAh capacity, which is good enough. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm using this as a secondary phone, so it's mostly phone calls and messages. With this level of usage, the battery takes me easily through 2 whole days, and often it goes quite far even in the 3rd day. When it comes to gaming or playing other media like videos or music and so on, the battery might just last you 1 full day. Another great feature which is not very common for these entry-level devices is the NFC. So you can use this to do payments. You can do contactless payments, set it up with your bank, set it up with Google Pay, and you can just tap in and use it as a contactless card basically. So yeah, big thumbs up for this add-on. Now the biggest drawback of the Redmi Note 80 is the processing power. It comes equipped with a Snapdragon 665 chipset, which just doesn't seem fast enough even for the most common smartphone task. Or maybe my expectations are too high because of the iPhone I'm using as my main phone. But you can see sometimes that even when you swap between apps or start up a game, the device gets really slow, and quite often apps are crashing. You can run heavy games like the PUBG Mobile, but the experience is not that great even on the lower settings. The software it runs on is an Android 10 with the MIUI laid on top of it. It comes originally with an Android 9 version but is upgradable to 10. And what I find really annoying about it is that the system takes up 10 gigabytes of the storage, which is a lot. And as I mentioned before, it just feels a bit slow to use and the colors look slightly pale. The price on Amazon is around the £180 mark, which is surprisingly even more than what I paid for it a year ago. But you can find it on other places online like eBay for around £160, which is what I got it for. While there are some newer devices on the Redmi series, I believe the Note 80 still offers great value for money if you are on a tight budget. Get fast charging ability, great battery life, a good enough display, and a great camera for this price tag. It has a headphone jack, which we are going to see less and less on the newer devices. Overall, the Xiaomi Note 80 packs a lot of features for a budget smartphone, and it's definitely worth buying. But what do you think of the Redmi devices in general? Do you think they are a good choice compared to other entry-level devices? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's it for today's video. If you would like to see some similar reviews or more tech related content, please subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon so you will be notified whenever I post new videos. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And like always, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.